Here we are, folks. World Course Tour 14 concludes here at 349 in Canada for the running of the Turn of Death 500. It's the last chance for these non-winners to get into the chase, to get close to the chase, maybe even get enough points to get into the chase. We already have 17 different winners, and we could be adding another different winner into the mix and maybe set up the chase picture. Right now our focus is Amy Shelly, Johnny Garnder, Robert Pieete, and Jacob Lawlor. They're in the right now. Lawlor and Garnder own the final two spots into the chase, and they need to finish really high to stay in the chase for the championship. Shelly and Jacob Lawlor will have to get lucky on the other side. So we'll see how that goes. First battle with the Turn of Death, and Ryan Acosta becomes the first victim of the Turn of Death. The pole setter already out of the race on lap number 1 because of it. And the Turn of Death shows no mercy for every one of these drivers. But the caution flag came out on lap 2, believe it or not, for Devin Whitston. He got dumped by Justin Robles. Not sure why that's the case. But Dion Scott's now the new leader, lap number 2. And now we have a battle with the Turn of Death for Scott. Can he make it? No, he can't make it. Dion Scott gets spun out, and he gets loose on the corner. Oh boy, big wreck behind him. Abby Sachs, Sam Rogers, also victims of the Turn of Death. Sachs just couldn't avoid it, and Sam Rogers, wrong place, wrong time for him. But don't worry, he's in the chase because of his 2 wins this season, so this is just a minor fluke for him. But hopefully this doesn't become a trend in the chase races when we head to the chase when it begins. But anyway, a restart coming up with the 78 Brandon Nichols leading the restart. The pace car sometimes goes into pit road just after it crosses the start-finish line, and it sets up some wild, interesting restarts. Brandon Nichols makes it through, but he has to go through the Turn of Death unscathed. 2 leaders in a row didn't go through it, but we'll see if Nichols can break the streak. And he gets too high, but doesn't spin out. He saves it, and his competitor Mitchell Riggs doesn't spin either. Nathan Hudson's able to make it through as well in 3rd right now. And yeah, not much effect on lap 5, but in the next lap, will Brandon Nichols be able to do it again for the 2nd time in a row? Can he do it? Turn of Death? And no, not this time. Brandon Nichols falls victim after going through that on his own as the leader, but just not to be again for the 2nd time. And we have a battle for the lead right now out of the Turn of Death. Nathan Hudson, Mitchell Riggs. Mitchell Riggs looking for that first win of the season. He's the highest in points without a win, so he could still, the only way however he can compete for the championship is if he wins a race. And Riggs needs to do that. He leads over Nathan Hudson. Hudson already has 2 wins this season. He's already in the chase. But Mitchell Riggs, he's got to face the Turn of Death on lap 7. Now he's the leader, and now he's got to face the Turn of Death as the race leader. No, he goes, wait a minute, he stays through there perfectly. But Nathan Hudson goes loose, and he doesn't make it through. Mitchell Riggs perfectly gets through the Turn of Death cleanly. And oh no, Robert Pieete gets involved in the 47. Oh, Robert Pieete, he needed a high finish in order to get him back into the chase running. And despite 1 win for this season, Robert Pieete is going to be out of the chase and out of the race as well. That's unfortunate for him. He'll finish in 38th today. He is out of contention for the championship. That's a tough break for Robert Pieete. He was on the bottom 4 looking out, and he's trying to get into the top 2 spots, but he just couldn't pull it off. Pit stop cycle the field. It allowed Daniel Coffey to take the lead. He's a 2-time winner, but isn't going to be a winner here at 349 because the Turn of Death just took his car out of the race. And the number 9 spun with 10 laps to go. A tough break for Dan Coffey. But now Zachary Chambers the leader, and he's got to face the Turn of Death with 10 laps to go. Can Chambers make it through the Turn of Death? Here we go. Oh no, he does not make it through. Zachary Chambers and even his closest rival, Roman Rahal, doesn't even make it through. The top 2 spin out. What an interesting race. Just seeing the turn of death spins. This race has gone really interesting on those spins alone. 7 laps to go. David Johansen, he obviously wasn't prepared for the pace car to cross to the pit road just after he crossed the start finish line, and he loses momentum, gets way too high up, and Ian Dutta's got the lead. Dutta looking to take the lead away. The defending champion does not have a win to his name, and the only way Dutta can compete to defend his title is if he wins. David Johansen, what a great save though. He makes it through the lead. Amy Shelly running in 5th right now. She's looking out of the chase spot right now. She's hoping to gain ground, but Jacob Lawlor, her closest rival, is right behind her. So this could be an interesting race for the final 2 spots in the chase. David Johansen looking to hold off the turn of death. Here he comes. No, he gets too high up and loose and spins out. And David Johansen not able to escape the clutches of the turn of death. And Anthony Lopez, neither could he. He couldn't escape the turn of death. Eric Powers really slow there, and he also was a victim of the turn of death. So 3 victims during that green flag run. It took the turn of death. And 4 laps to go. Ian Dutta takes the lead. Here comes Amy Shelly though in 2nd. Sean Harple though gets a great start, and he is already off. What a move Sean Harple made over Amy Shelly. Harple hasn't won this season, but he's really low in the standings. He's actually lower than all 4 of our competitors, which means a win might not get him in the chase, but he's just looking to win here at 349. Amy Shelly battling for 2nd against Sean Harple. And how about Justin Roberts trying to add his name to the wins list and maybe even get into the chase? He's in 4th. Oh, but Shelly gets too high up and loses the 2nd position. And now she has to battle for 3rd against Justin Roberts and Dylan Young. Dylan Young also has a win this season. He's in the chase, but he's looking to improve on his standing and looking to get his 2nd win this season. It's going to be a long shot though. 4 to go. Here we go. Ian Dutta. The leader's going to face the turn of death, maybe for the final time if the caution comes out with 3 laps to go. Here we go. Dutta for the turn of death. And no, he doesn't make it through. He spins out. Sean Harple takes the lead. What a tough break for him. Amy Shelly coming down. Oh, Amy Shelly, Jacob Lawlor come down pit road, but the caution is out. Just as soon as they got into pit road, the caution flag comes out. The race is over. Sean Harple leads with 3 laps to go. And I think this is why the caution came out. Cody Hagan, the final victim of the turn of death of the race. Oh, what a tough break for Shelly and Lawlor. They had to pit at the wrong time when the caution had just come out. That is incredible. Johnny Garnder running in 6th on the final caution. The race will end under the caution flag. Will Sean Harple hang on? Nick Pericles out of field. This could move up Johnny Garnder to 5th in the top 5. That'll ice his spot into the chase. But Sean Harple's going to come off the final corner and win the Turn of Death 500 at 349. Johnny Garnder comes home in 5th place. He was in the bottom half of the lineup most of the day, but Johnny Garnder, what a comeback he's made. He's in the chase. And as for Shelly, she comes home in 14th. And Jacob Lawlor comes home in 19th. We'll see how that'll affect the 16th and final position. But Sean Harple, a winner, we'll see that those points will be enough for him to get in the chase even with the win at 349. Here are the rest of finishing order, and now it's time to reveal the drivers, the 16 drivers that'll be competing for the championship as chasers. Here we go. Alrighty guys, after a wild race at 349, let's check out the final standings heading into the chase for the championship. We know our 16 drivers that will be competing for the championship. We already know the 2-time winners this season. We have Daniel Coffey, Devin Whitston, Argel Alonso, Angel Navarro, Nathan Hudson, Zachary Chambers, and Sam Rogers. They're in the chase because they have 2 wins. The drivers with 1 win already in the chase, we already saw this earlier. Dion Scott, Daniel Voiles, Jordan Davis, Avi Sachs, Roman Rahal, Isaiah Bernesh, and Dylan Young. But will each have 1 win. They're high enough in the standings. And now the final 2 spots. You already probably know by the looks of the standings, so I'm just going to scroll down and show you the rest of the field right here, the standings. But what we now know are 2 drivers that are going to be into the chase for the championship. In 15th, it's going to be Johnny Garnder. Johnny Garnder with 505 points. That 5th place finish for him. He came in the top 5. He was in the back of the pack most of the day, and he worked his way up to 5th, which is incredible. Garner is able to stay alive in the chase hunt. And our final driver in the chase for the championship, Jacob Lawlor with 494 points. He will be your final driver, the final winner in the chase. Amy Shelly just misses the chase by 12 points. She just missed it. She was in front most of the day, and then pit stops ended up ruining her day, and she dropped down below. Was not high enough to get over Lawlor. Sean Harple, who won 349, that win was not enough to get him into the chase because of his low point standing. He came in, I think, in the 30s. Well, right now he's 34th in the standings. He's actually lower than Shelly, even with that 1 win. So that win didn't really do a lot to him, to his standing. He came in the 40s, I think, in standings the last time, before the race at 349. So even with that 1 win, Sean Harple is not in the chase because of his low point standing, and that's a tough break. A well-deserved win, but it's just nothing to show for it. It's just going to get him into the All-Star race. Robert Pieete, who came in as a front runner earlier today, he crashed down the turn of death, as you saw earlier. He dropped down to 451 and was not a factor halfway through the race. So his championship chase is over already. So now we have our 16 chasers competing for the championship. Coffey, Whitston, Alonso, Navarro, Hudson, Chambers, Rogers, Scott, Voiles, Davis, Sachs, Rahal, Bernesh, Young, Garner, Lawlor are in the chase. However, if Argel Alonso spoils his race at Rockingham, UK at any time, if he puts up another spoiler, any of the other drivers, the winners, put up a spoiler in any of the races they've won in that particular race they've won, that driver will lose his or her chase spot and will be suspended for a couple races, or maybe even the rest of the chase races. Depends on the situation. And if that is the case, if Alonso does spoil, if Alonso did spoil, Amy Shelly would be in the chase, only if Alonso spoiled the race at Rockingham, UK, where he won. And it's now fair game right now to say that Alonso won at Rockingham, UK, because I'm showing you the drivers who won races, and we're already past Rockingham, UK, so it's safe to say that he did win that race. But if he posts a spoiler saying he won the race at Rockingham, UK, if he posts that spoiler, he loses the chase spot, and Amy Shelly gets into the chase. This was made before the races were uploaded. I'm still, as I'm recording this, I would still be uploading the other races now, and only until the release date of this video would we catch up to the chase races. But I'm just letting you know. I'll let you know on an update on Facebook to see if all the chases are confirmed. Well, Alonso's spot is confirmed anyway, so. Anyway, that is our chase. All the other winners, however, Shelly, Harple, Pieete, if there's any consolation for them for missing the chase even with 1 win this season, they're in the All-Star race as race winners. So that means that'll be a total of 19 drivers that'll be locked in automatically to the All-Star race. The other drivers who don't have wins this season will have to race in the All-Star Showdown, and only the top 2 drivers from the All-Star Showdown will get to race in the All-Star race with the other winners and chasers this season. It's just a fun thing we like to do before the chase. It's like a warm-up
so to speak, just like a little appetizer for before the 10 race chase begins. We have our All-Star Weekend, so that's going to be our next race, believe it or not. All-Star Weekend from Armory Digital Speedway. The all-new track we've recently found, it's recently risen up in popularity. I decided to get it for myself, and I hope, well, Armory Digital is going to be, well, it looks promising. I've seen Armory Digital, it looks really promising, so Armory Digital is going to be where the All-Star Weekend is going to be held, the showdown and the All-Star Race. The All-Star Showdown consists of drivers that have not won this season, and only the top 2 from the showdown advance over to the All-Star Race. And then it's the big All-Star Race itself with the 16 chasers and the 3 other winners that are on the bottom of the list that didn't make it to the chase even with 1 win because of low point standing, but will become All-Stars this season. So hope you guys will stick around for that. Before the chase begins, we have our All-Star Weekend from Armory Digital. It's going to be a fun weekend there, and then we'll start the 10 race chase. If you already did not know, the points will be reset for these 16 chasers. I think each of them will get 1,000 points. Each driver gets 1,000 points plus 3 more bonus points for every win they've earned this season. So these guys are going to start off with 1,006 points. And the one-time winners are going to start off with 1,003 points. Even Garnder and Lawlor will start with 1,003 points. And then after 3 races, the bottom 4 drivers from the chase are eliminated from contention. Points are reset to 2,000 for the remaining 12 drivers. And then the next 4 are out. It's down to 8. And then it leads up to the championship race, where 4 will go home and only 4 will survive to Zenjoltis, where the highest finisher of the 4 drivers will win the championship. So it's going to be very exciting. Hope you guys will enjoy that. And we will see you from Armory Digital for the All-Star Weekend. It's going to be fun. So we'll see you at All-Star Weekend.